Ayhan started self-publishing in May of 2023, and by December of 2023, he made over $17,000 in 1 month alone. As of today, he has made over $143,000 on Amazon KDP. And in today's video, I'll be asking him about his story, why he got started with self-publishing, and some of the strategies that he has used to get results so quickly. Ayhan, I'm happy to have you here. Thank you for accepting this interview.
Thank you for having me.
Can you start by telling the viewers a little bit about yourself, your story, how you got started with self-publishing?
Hello, my name is Ayhan. Today I'm 31 years old and I started publishing because of Peter. That was the main thing for me to start with the best. And my career started in 2013. I was delivering pizza for my father. I did that for like 1 year. Then I moved on and I became a salesman in one of Sweden's biggest insurance companies. And I understood that sales is for me, and I was doing really well. I was earning like $12,000 each month on selling insurance, like car insurance and house insurance. 2018, I started to real estate agent in Sweden, and now I'm a real estate agent for the last 6 years. I'm one of the best in Sweden. If you ask me, I am the best. I know I am the best. No one can sell as me. And for like 2 years ago, the interest rates in the world and in Sweden went really high, and I was worried about the business in the real estate environment. And I started KDP after that. So because I wanted one more income stream, and that's the way it is.
Yeah. And one interesting fact is that if you know my story, you know I worked with sales a little bit, and I Googled the best salesman or something in Sweden. And I remember your story came up. It said from pizza delivery to millionaires. So Swedish millionaire, that's a different currency than dollars, but still that's a great achievement by 21 years old.
Yeah.
So I remember that, and I told you later about that as well. So it's fascinating that, because I lived in another city and we didn't know each other, but later, a couple of years later, we met like this. So.
Yeah. And the main thing for me when I do something new, for me, is to learn from the best. I remember when I was new in my sales job and selling insurance, I asked the people who were working there, who is the best salesman here? And there was a guy who was special and very good at sales, and I began to learn from him and see, okay, how does he talk to the customers? How does he takes the structure, and what does he say? And so for me, it is always about learning from the best. And for me, you are the best in self-publishing, and that's the reason I started this. For me, it's not about the money. It's about getting to learn a new skill and become a better person in business. And you have been learning. You have taught me how to become better at the KDP and self-publishing. So it's my sales and everything on KDP is because of you, because you teach me from the beginning what to do and what not to do. So that's my best advice for people who are listening. No matter what you want to do, no matter who you are and stuff like that, the most important thing is to learn from the guy or from the girl that is doing great. That's so important. Ask the people that you look up to and listen to them and see if they can teach you, because that's what Peter had been doing for me 1.5 years, and I think I'm one of the best in KDP in Sweden because of Peter, and that's the way it is.
I greatly appreciate that. I think that one ingredient that you have brought to the table is also your drivenness. So you have been very driven in your pursuit with self-publishing, just like you've been driven in your pursuit with sales.
Yeah.
It's also fascinating that you haven't had an ego in terms of self-publishing. For example, because when you come to things like designs or things like that, it can be a little bit subjective, but I think this design looks best. But you've always been willing to listen to my input in regards to,
always.
Well, think about these, think about this, etc.
Yeah. And if you're listening to this, life is short, man. Just find something that you like and learn from the best. That's the best advice I can give today. And if you wanna work in the online industry, both me and Peter, we know that KDP is one of the best opportunities out there. But it's important that you learn from the best. If you learn from someone who is doing KDP, but they're earning like $5,000 or maybe $2,000, then that's good. But if you can learn from someone who does 7 figures, then the door is open for you, and you can become as good as he. And I'm trying every day to be better. And because of you, I'm like doing $12,000 to $15,000 every month from just KDP. I didn't start KDP because of the money. I did it because I believe on the online industry. I think you wanna have the passive income, and that's the great thing about KDP. When you have done a good job, you can earn money when you're sleeping. That's the way it is. And the other jobs out there, regular jobs, is not like that. So for me, it's about the passive income and doing something doing something online. That's the main thing why I started.
Yes, because you can generate sales without you being actively there.
Exactly.
To make the sales.
Because today I'm a real estate agent, I must actively be there to do the sale, right? But KDP, if I do a great job with a book, I put effort in it, I do everything correctly with all the components, and maybe it can succeed, and it will do that for a long time.
Yes.
So that's the reason I want the passive income, and I feel like I told you guys before, the online industry is where to be because the money is online.
Yes. And that requires a different mindset. It requires an investor mindset where you put in the work first, you invest some money in some cases, unless you're doing everything yourself. So it's not the same as when you have a job, when there you have a guaranteed salary, but here it's you put in the work and there's no guarantee that you will make the money. But if you do things right, then in most cases it's just a numbers game. And we have so many tools and we have education, so we can learn, okay, what is it that we look at, for example, what is it that will make a book sale, etc.
Yeah. I don't believe that people work for money. The main thing about KDP is about freedom. That's the thing. To feel like you're free. To feel like you can spend your time however you want. You don't have to ask a boss about vacation. It's up to you to do a good job in KDP and make sure that you're doing everything good. Then you will get a reward. And if you do it good and you learn from the best, you will have freedom, because life is about freedom, about feeling free. Do whatever you want, but you need to be disciplined. You need to learn from the best. That's the thing. No matter how you feel, you have to do the tasks that are necessary to do, so you can improve your business. Yes. There is no. My mom, she's a cleaner, and she says that there is no easy jobs. So no matter what you do, it's not easy, because earning money, it's tough. It doesn't matter what you do. But the thing is, how can I, think further? How can I make money online and not investing a lot of money? Start small and grow it. You don't have to, put in, start small and try to be the best when you do something. Do the best book and make sure that you have been learning from the best. So the chances for your book to succeed is greater.
Yes. So you said 3 things there that I think are great. Number 1, you said discipline and freedom in the same sentence. So one of my favorite books is Discipline Equals Freedom by Jocko Willink. And I think that if you're disciplined, if you got self-discipline, and you don't need a boss to tell you what to do, yes, you want guidance still, at least if you want to succeed fast, in my opinion. So that is a great insight to have, that discipline equals freedom. Number 2 thing you said was, in my mind, I heard that it doesn't matter how hard you row. What matters is what boat you're in. Because you can be working in one place and you could be putting in 12 hours per day, and you could be working on another thing and you can be putting in the same time or even less time, but you could get more results. So it's how much do you get from the time and effort that you put in. So that is what Warren Buffett means with, it doesn't matter how hard you row, what matters is the boat you're in, the vehicle.
And which people you are connecting with. Because I learned from a very young age, I think I was like 12, 13 years old, I had a feeling about these people that are around me, friends. They are not my friends. They are, they won't make me better because I wanted more than them. That's the reason why I'm rich today, because I did go my way. I didn't listen to people, ordinary people. If a lion works in the jungle, he goes in the jungle, and there's a sheep in the jungle, and the sheep talks a lot. Do you think the lion will listen? No, he will eat you, like I do in the real estate. In my work, I eat people, man. That's how it is. I eat people. I hope you understand me here. But the thing is to be with lions that want the same thing as you, and make sure that you learn from the best lion. That's what to do. Because if you listen to a sheep, you will become a sheep. So be careful who you are, being friends with. I think that has an impact on you. So that's the reason I have few friends, and I'm happy with that.
Yeah. Who you surround yourself with is who you become.
Exactly.
So you got another lesson there, and then also you mentioned that success leaves clues. Why reinvent the wheel?
Exactly.
Why should we start from zero? For example, yes, we could cut down trees with axes, but what's the point? We can simply leverage the technology, leverage the knowledge.
Yeah.
And from there, we can stand on the shoulders of giants and we can see much further ahead. And that's what I believe is that the people who leverage my knowledge, my experience, I believe that they will get further than I've gone, because they start on a completely different foundation than what I started on.
I will tell you guys something. I started KDP 2023 in May, and I remember when I did the first orders with my own money. It was scary, man. I think I invested like $1,500 the first payment for the book to be written by a ghostwriter. And I will always remember that it was a scary feeling. It was something, oh, this is my money. I feel like a bit scared because I have money, but it's something I'm not used to do, to invest in other things. But I remember it was very, very scary to do the first investment. But after a month, 2 months, I did see the sales, and I felt like, okay, this is the thing. Continue to invest, because when you do that, you will make the sales bigger as well. So the beginning is always hard, and you're feeling insecure. But when you are doing it and you believe about the things you do, you make sure to do the best book that you can do, and the result will come. But it is scary in the beginning. Everything is hard in the beginning in life. When you start training, you will be hard in the beginning. You will feel like you're tired. You will feel like you're exhausted. But if you continue and be consistent, you will feel better. You will be stronger. It's the same with the KDP. in the beginning you will be insecure, but make the move and try to be better every day. And by learning and listening to you, you will succeed. If you listen and you're working smart with the tools that you got.
Yes. One thing that I've said many times is, if you take away all the insecurities and you take away even yourself and all your thoughts from the equation, and you just think, okay, if I could do the same actions as, let's say, a top publisher, then eventually if I perform like a top publisher, if I do the same action and I provide the same value, then over a long enough time horizon, doesn't it make sense that I will eventually get similar results? And I think that is one way to overcome the belief, is to act in accordance with what is the right type of actions to take. So it doesn't matter what I believe. It doesn't matter if I believe I'm a bad person. If I give to charity, then my actions prove otherwise. So that is one thing that has worked for me, is to focus on the actions, and then the self-belief will shift in the process.
Yeah.
Did you find that as well when you started to put in the effort, you put it in the money, and then of course you got reminded with the results as well. You saw, okay, this is working. But from when you started, you only saw my results.
Yeah. And your results are not my results, it's yours. And I didn't knew I would, come this far, but I have to make the first step. And all the first steps are scary. And there are so many bullshit online courses and so many things out there. I understand that people are scared to start because there's so many. But KDP works, and we know that thousands of people are doing money on KDP. So we know it works, and I think it's the best thing you can do when it comes to online business.
Yes, and you can simply think, because one thing that has helped me is, does people buy books? Do I buy books? Yes, I buy books. So it makes sense that there's someone on the other side who is making money from those books.
Yeah.
And that's always been my thought process, even from the beginning. Of course, Of course it works if you do it the right way. And I think it's like that with most business models. I think many of them, or most of them, work, but the question is, how do you do it?
Yeah. And something that you have to understand, that the customers are already there.
Mm.
Amazon got the customers. The question is, how many of those customers are going to buy your book?
Mm.
Because other online businesses, you have to find the customers by doing ads. But we know that that Amazon got the customers. So we know that.
Yes.
So it's up to you to, do what you can to get the most of the customers from Amazon.
Yes.
There is like other opportunities in the internet, and you have to drive the customers to your website. But on Amazon it doesn't work like that. You have the customers.
Mm.
It depends. Okay, if you do a great book, eventually you will succeed because they have the customers and you're doing everything right. You will succeed, and so that's the most important. Where is the customers? Yes. They are on Amazon.
Yes, that's one mistake I did. The first business I started was a web shop.
Yeah.
And I was selling lanterns, and driving traffic to a website. You have to rank on Google, you have to maybe run ads, etc. But here, everything is already on Amazon. The customers, many of them, they already have their credit card. Exactly. And they're there to buy. They're not on Amazon to search for information like they are on Google. Or when they're on Facebook, they're looking to connect with others. They're not in a buying mode like they are when they are on Amazon. So you're leveraging their customer base that they've already built. So it's very powerful.
Yeah, and one important thing to do and to think, let's say we go back and all the information I got today. Let's say I have all the information that I got until today, and we go back to May 2023. What would I do differently? So when I started, we did a lot of books. We, published a lot of books, and maybe we had too much hurry in delivering a lot of books. But today I wouldn't do that. Today I will make one book great, make fewer books and make them great, and not be in such a hurry to publish a lot of books. And that's a cheaper way to start as well. To start with one great book and try to do that. And one more thing is, to write books that that you're interested in, so it becomes easier. Maybe you're a little bit interested in finance, okay, but try to make books of it and get better, and make sure to build an email list from the beginning.
Yeah, what you mentioned there, because one of my most popular videos is I published over 1,500 books. So when people look at that, maybe they think, okay, that is the road to success. But over 1 million of those 4 million that I made on Amazon KDP came from only 28 books. So when you think of it like this, and there are also others who have proven that you don't need a lot of books to succeed. And especially now with AI, information, it's easier than ever to create. So that's not the way to succeed on Amazon KDP. It's just providing more information. It's more so about providing a transformation or a great experience for the reader.
Yeah.
And the second thing Ayhan mentioned here is the passion component, to work on something that you're interested in, because that can keep you going even when it's tough. And it's also, you don't need to start off as an expert necessarily, because you can always hire experts, for example, writers, editors, etc. If you're doing high content, if you're doing low content publishing, of course, hiring great designers is one component, unless you can do everything yourself. But when you're interested in a topic, it will be more fun to work with, because you will learn as well, you will develop. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
So you've been doing publishing now for 1.5 years. Going back to the beginning, let's say you were to start all over today, what would you do differently from when you got started back in 2023, if you started now?
If I look back at the books I published in May 2023, I can see that they are not they don't have the cover that I would have today. So the cover is important. It's very important. So the cover would be much better, because I have better design. I have a better eye now. I can see things that I couldn't see before. So the cover, and I would make sure to do the ads more correctly. So that's the one very important thing, the ads. Make sure that I have an expert on ads to help me to get the maximum from my book. And I think I would do the book. I would do a better book description. I would do a better A+ content, and I will try to do like editorial reviews. I don't know.
Editorial reviews.
Editorial reviews, and I would even try to use. I will do video ads as well. So I will do that for my first book and make sure to, do a great book.
Yes.
There's some of the tips I have.
Yes, it's hard in the beginning to see everything. That's what I've said many times before, is you often see when you're looking back at your first couple of books, that's when you see, okay, I could have done this so much better. But you gain that with experience, and
Exactly.
That's why it's so valuable as well to get outside feedback, because then you can speed up, because there are things that other people are able to see that you might not be able to see on the design, or when it comes to the title or description or overall book.
The most important thing is to start, okay? Just start and make that move. Make sure after you have been started to make the best book that you can do, and while you're publishing, you will get better. That's yeah. So just make the start and don't be afraid to start. And nobody cares anyways if you fail. Just do your thing. Just start and make sure to do the best book you can, and you will be better in time. If I look back at what I did 2023, I would laugh at my books. But now I've been much better. My team is better. So yeah, and make sure to start, and don't be afraid to start, and you will get better with time. It's the same with everything.
It's been an incredible journey to follow you along, and it's been giving me more passion about publishing as well. I think you really reawaken the passion for publishing, and especially helping you has been very fulfilling, and especially since you've been so driven. It's one thing if I teach someone and they don't listen to what I say or they don't act on it, but you've really proven that you take everything I say and you do it.
Of course.
There's no...
Of course. I believe in Peter, and I see the results. The results speak for themselves. And of course I'm going to listen to you, because you're the best in the business. It's very easy for me to listen to you, because I know that you have a receipt for what you have done. Out there people are talking, but they haven't done shit. But if you listen to people who have done things, you will succeed as well. Learn from the best. That's the way it is. I am the best salesman. If you want to learn how to sell, I am the guy. But you need to, ask and make sure to do everything to learn from the guy you want to be as.
Yes. And that's interesting side story is I've been driving in the car with you. We work out together. So I get to be with Ayhan when he's taking the phone calls for his real estate business. And I can attest to that he is most likely, or he is doing things on a much higher level than other real estate agents. So I have some other stories of other real estate agents, but I don't need to tell that now. But there is such a contrast between how Ayhan is approaching things compared to the average real estate agent or salesman. For example, you're always getting a follow-up sale. One business leads to more business. And the way you talk to the customers as well is you have the control. Don't worry, I got this. I know what we need to do. You just need to sit in the back seat. I will handle this.
Yeah, exactly. But from the beginning, it was not like that. I have done mistakes, okay? And it's the same with everything. You will do mistakes. But if you continue, if you are believing in what you are doing, you will get the results. But it takes time. Everything takes time. And let it take time. Because if you're doing something great, it will take time. And that's the way it is.
Yes, and enjoy the process. Enjoy the journey. It's really fun when you're realizing, even though it's hard, when you're looking back, you see, okay, I did this mistake, or why did I do that? But when you do that, that's a great feeling, because then okay, I learned something that could potentially be worth a lot of money, or just fulfillment or enjoyment, because now you're better. And I think that's what life is about, is maxing out our potential.
Yeah. And one thing, guys, you're listening to two guys that have made it in life. We have everything, and if we can help you, we are open to help you guys. But you will need the will, and you will have to do the first step. And the first step is to learn from the best. And Peter is the best in KDP publishing.
I greatly appreciate that.
100%. And let the other people talk about, KDP, but your results, they speak for themselves. And you have been teaching me. That's a receipt as well. There's one thing to succeed yourself. There's another thing to help another person succeed. I have, hired my own real estate agents in my company. And there's a guy that I've been teaching from the beginning. And he will become one of the best in Sweden as well, because he learned from me. and he's doing what I am telling him to do. So learn from the best, and you will be the best if you really want it. So that's what I want to finish to say. I wanna to end this conversation with that, and yeah, learn from the best always, and make sure to listen and be humble about it, because we are two humble guys, and we know what it requires to become successful. And I appreciate everything you have done for me. It's it's crazy. Crazy.
I greatly appreciate everything you've done.
I've done nothing for you, man. You have done everything for me. Don't lie here. You have done everything for me.
And Ayhan, you are now going through the program that I've created these last couple of months. Well, what do you think so far?
I think it's a great program, and I think that program can take me to new levels and new heights. And I think it's a great program. I think I will learn to be even better, much better. That's because sometimes when you listen to things, you can be like, wow, I didn't think about that when you are saying it, but when you're saying it in the program, I understand more. So lovely.
Yeah, and you will be a part of the community as well that we're creating there, the Driven Publishers Elite. And we will also be linking below this video. There will be a link to Ayhan's YouTube channel where you can learn more about him, his strategies. And I think that is very valuable, because sometimes I'm almost 9 years into self-publishing, but if you can learn from someone who is going through or recently went through something that you went through, I think that can be very valuable. So I definitely recommend you to check out his channel in the description below.
Yeah, and I will talk about sales, I will talk about KDP, I will talk about how did I start and what to do and what not to do. Make sure to tune in, and let's see if I can help you, because life is about giving back. That's life. If you give enough people what they want, God would give you what you want. That's how it works. I believe we are put on this earth to help each other, to be great at something and help other people. That's the reason why we are here. And if we can help you to succeed, maybe we are on the right track.
I believe so. Well, thank you very much, man.
Thank you.